All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. There's another one up here.
Right away.
Yeah? Un teléfono de 18. All right. We've got a couple things to do today, ladies and gentlemen. One, we're going to review a little bit. We're going to take our quiz, but I was just looking on a student's computer because I graded the labs that you turned in the other day, the density of liquids lab. But what I'd like you to do is, could you please open that lab up if you turned it in? If you didn't turn it in, there's no sense in opening it up because I didn't grade it. When I grade a lab, I do make contents out of Manny. Take out your headphones, put them away, please. Okay? Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, I know. It just happened. It's okay. Put away your phones, please. Put away your headphones, things like that. Okay? And I make comments on the things that you grade. So, like, for example, if you get a question wrong, I will put a comment on there that, no, it should have been straight and going up or something like that. Okay? Is that a knock on the door? All right. Sign in, please. Okay? And it just occurred to me, I was looking on Samira's, she was showing me her lab, and it doesn't show you the comments I make. So I want you to take and open up your lab and see if you could see the density lab, the density of liquids lab that you were supposed to turn in the other day. Yes, it was a Google Doc. Yes. Well, that's what I'm going to show you. So, okay. So this is a lab that I graded. And this is my view of the lab as I'm grading it. So, okay, so I put in this little marker here. And then over on the side, it goes to a comment that I made. So -1 going up, not horizontal. Okay? So that was the comment I made, and that's why I took off a point. Here, mass and volume increase, density decreases. -1 because the density doesn't actually change. The density stays the same. Okay?
I had a pass in gym class, but I gotta go.
For what?
The purpose and
No one said anything about anybody. Okay, come on in, sign in. We'll check. Sign in. Marian, on the clipboard.
But I wasn't late. I got a pass from gym class.
And he said, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to turn this in. It's all filled out though.
Well, I can't do anything about it unless it's filled out and turned in. So. Okay.
Am I still gonna get points for it?
Well, you're still going to get some points for it. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. See ya. So, but my question is, those of you who have your labs back, can you see the comments like this on the side? Can I borrow one of your computers? Okay. I just want to see something, ladies and gentlemen, because again, this is kind of bothersome to me, because if you can't see these, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to make these comments on there.
Even if you click on the thing at the top for the comments, it's going to come up.
That's what I'm checking. Because like I just tried to download Genesis's assignment and it doesn't show up on there. Okay, I think I might have an answer for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. All right, now I just need to figure out what I just did. So there is a way for you to see it. What you have to do, hang on a minute, let's go back to this, is you have to open up the assignment, or go to the assignment. Do not open it up though. Go to it on your list. And then hit submission details. So when you click on an assignment, and I'm sorry, this is confusing. This is not how I would do it. This is not how I would want to do it. But this is how you have to do it. Okay? So let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let's see if I can bring something up. So when you go to your assignment, ladies and gentlemen, view as a student. So here's the lab. Okay. Now, because I have not submitted it, I cannot do this. But over on the side over here, there is a bunch of links. And the top one says submission details. Is that correct? If you click on that, it will take you to a view where you can see the comments that I make. Yep, you have to download it. I'm sorry about that too. Okay. So you have to download it, and then it will take and it will show you an image of what my comments were, why I took off points for you, and things like that. Okay. Now they tell me that this is supposed to be easier than Google Classroom. I've yet to find that out, but hopefully we will at some point in time. Okay. So again,
Click view feedback, not the assignment.
correct. Click view feedback when you get to the submission details.
I still can't see it.
Okay, hang on. It's not a touch screen.
Go to the side of it, and there'll be a horizontal bar, and then you can pull it out.
So show me, because I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, then slide your document the other way on there because the comments that it makes are on the right-hand side.
We're gonna start it. This is for the
Okay. Okay, feedback.
If it went to the side anymore, it'd be a bar there.
Okay, so go down to further down the lab.
This would look like one down.
Okay. I will have to look at yours, Meyer, because for some reason, like Genesis, I can see the little dots and then I can see the comments on the side. Hopefully some of you can too. Okay? Again, sorry for the confusion. As we figure this out, we will get better at it. I shouldn't have to show you your assignments up here each time. I don't want to have to do that. I want you to be able to see them and see the comments that I made. I will find out more about this and we will get this figured out. Okay? So we will get this figured out. All right. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do much for you with that right now. But I got a question of the day for you. Is it better to have too much time on your hands? What that means is you have nothing to do. Or you're the type of person who would rather have too little time on your hands, meaning you're always doing something and you probably don't have time for much more than you're doing. I myself, I hate it when I have too much time on my hands. When I get bored, that's when I do not enjoy things. So I'm not the kind who just sits around and does nothing, okay? So for example, if it's a Saturday morning and my wife and I have nothing to do, I will go out in the garage and I will start working on something. I would rather have too little time on my hands than too much. What about you?
I'd rather have too little time.
You'd rather have things to do all the time?
I think I would.
I especially find this true at work. I've had jobs where I haven't had a lot to do, and I've had jobs where I've had a lot to do. The day seems to go by a lot better when you have a lot to do. So who else?
I personally want to have not a lot of hands, have a lot of time on my hands.
So in other words, you'd rather have something to do most of the time. Fair enough. Manny?
Too much time.
So you'd rather have nothing to do? Okay. Okay. And that doesn't bother you? No, you always find something to do then?
I don't know, the phones and TVs get boring after a while.
They do. They do. Especially like in summer. I find that I have a hard time when there's no good TV shows to watch in the evening. The nice part about summer though is it stays light till like 9 o'clock, so there isn't a whole lot of time sitting around watching TV for me normally. Genesis, what about you? Too little time, you'd rather have a lot to do? Fair enough. Fair enough. Adeline?
Too much.
Okay, so you'd rather sit around and have options, basically. All right, Marissa?
Too little.
Too little?
Yeah.
So you'd rather be doing things?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Leslie? Too little time? Okay. Cynthia? Too little time? Okay, before we go any further, how many of you feel like you do actually have too little time on your hands right now? Okay, fair enough. Virginia, too little time or too much time on your hands? Which one would you rather have? Not which one do you have? Too much time on your hands? Now it's kind of surprising because a lot of people who put their hands up were the same ones who said they would rather have too little time on their hands. Manny didn't put his hand up. He'd rather have too much time, right? When I said how many of you feel like you have too much to do right now? Did you raise your hand, Manny? Oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed it then.
I also said I would rather have too much time.
And that's what I mean. Normally people who are really busy are used to that, okay? But you'd still rather have too much time on your hands? Okay. All right. Stino?
Have less time.
You'd rather have too little time on your hands? Have something to do always? Okay. Emily? Too little time? Esmeralda? Too little time?
Hey, Manny, are you the only one?
No. Virginia wanted too much time on her hands. Nothing wrong with that. Natalie, too much time, too little time? Too little? Jordan?
Too much.
Too much? Okay. Madeline? Too little? Okay. I definitely am somebody who would rather have too little time on their hands. I cannot stand it when I have nothing to do. So, all right. Today, what we're going to do is, first of all, you got to get out early for the pep rally. You're getting out at 2:15. So before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, before we take our quiz, I do want to review for a little bit with you. Now, what I want to do for reviewing is I got a Quizlet already made for you. Okay. Now, here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Quizlet Live. Would you prefer teams or individual? Individual? All right. Here we go then. All right. So, you need to go to www.quizlet.live. The code is R4Z-WDR, and then you can begin. Come grab it. Okay, I will go see if there's another one in the back for it. Okay? If your computer is too low, it isn't going to work. Okay. Manny, are you going to return it to me at the end of the hour? Or are you going to get all, ticked off at me? Okay. Okay. There you go. It's 20 points. I don't know how many questions off the top of my head. Okay. Not sure how many questions off the top of my head. So get logged into the Quizlet. We'll review a couple rounds, and then we will go ahead and take our quiz, please. Quizlet.live, not .com. That's the Q side. There you go.
So you said it didn't show. Like I even opened that one and it didn't show I have anything. But when I went into what I turned in,
Go to the last 2 pages. Keep going. Okay. So go back into the assignment in Canvas, please. Okay. So hit the open and then hit resubmit. We'll see if it comes through because I had this problem with Amarian too earlier. Okay. So he showed me that he had it done and it didn't come. Yes, Manny. Hurry up, Manny. All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You know Quizlet Live, you've got to get 12 in a row to win. Okay, if you get one wrong, you go back down to 0, so you can go from last to first place in a hurry, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. And I never play the music because they have lousy music on Quizlet Live. We got a winner. Jonathan was our winner. Now that you've been through it once, question. Why? What? Want to do it again? You didn't get a single one right. Okay, well, let's run it again. This time, try choosing the correct answer, not the incorrect one. Okay? All right, let's try it again. All right, ready? Here you go. Oop, whoop, whoop. There's currently one player waiting to join. Add them. It's one more player. There you go. They're added. And now we can create the game. Now you can go out and get them all wrong again. Tigers, Bears, and Dolphins in the lead. People right behind it in fifth. Tigers in the lead, but they still got to get three more right in a row. Your Tigers, congratulations. You're doing much better than the last time. Oh. MC. You're not MC. You're Genesis. You just realized who MC is? Again? One more. Okay, let me ask you a question. I hear some people groaning and things about questions. Is there any question in particular you're groaning about? Well, remember, there's boiling, melting, freezing, condensation. And there's the two where you're going from a solid to a gas or a gas to a solid. Solid to a gas is sublimation. Gas to a solid directly is deposition. So that is not a very common one. It is not. Okay. All right. Ready to try it again? I don't know why, when it's only one person, it still picks an animal for you. But there's nothing wrong with being a bear unless you're from Chicago. What? Well, where in Chicago are you from? Where on the south side? You know where Calumet City is? That's where I'm from. What? Well, I say I'm from Chicago, but I'm really from Calumet City. Here we go. Yeah. No. Illinois, you might as well get Chicago, you might as well just say, yeah, whatever. Come on, let's go. How can frogs be near the lead? All they can do is jump. Uh-oh. The Pumas are really running out fast on this one, ladies and gentlemen. They're not always going to be the same question. Again, Genesis? You didn't get a single one right again? You could catch the Pumas if they still mess up. Pandas? Pandas have two? That's not bad. You were the Bears. What's common sense, Jonathan? Hey, it's everyday life. Do you just everyday life things? Hey, question for you, Jonathan. What he just said? Yeah, a little bit. Because I was going to say, Jonathan, do you play basketball? You play basketball? You're not playing football today, but you play football, right? Do you ever play basketball, Jonathan? Do you ever play basketball? Why? No, because it's probably too hard for you. But you know what? To some of us, it's very easy. Yeah, I can be bad at basketball just as good as anybody else. So, all right, all right. Let's get your quiz done so we can get it out of the way for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hurry up. Hurry up. Okay, so, all right. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if it's out there. Let me make sure I got everything ready to go for you. All right. The quiz is out there. It is ready to go for you, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to tell you that before you start it, you have to close down all of your other windows. Otherwise, it will not let you do it. So when you click on the quiz here, ladies and gentlemen, it's 20 points. Pretty much the same as the ones we've been doing. The first couple questions, you have to type in an answer, but it gives you a choice of how you want to answer. Okay? Or what part of it you want to answer. Okay? Now, you should be able to use your other computer.
Because
Because it does lock up the Chromebooks.
yeah, it has a different browser that you have to pay for.
Okay.
For a browser.
Okay. But I was just thinking because it wasn't through Google, it might, but never mind. It's still locking things up. If you have things on your yellow sheet, ladies and gentlemen, you can take out your yellow sheet as well. Okay? So if you don't have anything on it, if you want it out for moral support, you can still do that, but it probably isn't going to be very helpful to you.
I learned most of this stuff last year in my tracks. Not too different.
Is it Unit 2, Quiz 1?
Unit 2, Quiz 1. All your other windows need to be shut, otherwise it will not let you open it up. You can be as brief as possible in your answers that you're typing in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not grading you on complete sentences.